Hello there. Thank you for watching. My name's Geneviève Walsh. I'm an LGBT poet based in Yorkshire, specifically one of the bee-flavoured ones. I reside and run poetry nights in Halifax, which you will know from the fantastic show Gentleman Jack. If you're curious, yes, it does look exactly like it does on the show, except with more pound shops. I grew up in Halifax, and when you're a queer person growing up in a relatively small place, you tend to get some strange questions, and I suppose the most frequently asked one was, why are you the way you are? Because letters were assigned to us that make no godly sense. Because where are you from is a question that brings us out in shingles. Because all we are is stark frayed edges, blue tack turning grey at the corners, fresh cardboard boxes and dashed promises. Because permanence to us is so fictional, it's hilarious. Because we're broken, meaningless chains of code. We are back-to-back obvious punchlines, instant noodles and tepid sex. We are eye-popping statistics that no one double-checks. Because we're generation whatever next. Generation you couldn't make it up. We are no smoke without fire. We are misbegotten plans. We're the work of idle hands and the labour of the loveless. The fruitless trees that spring from the cracks now crushed by a spoon and a Starbucks. Because we're the parents of Express Yourself and the children of Don't Make a Fuss, the yellow stickered damaged goods shunted round from shelf to shelf. Because our blessed screens, they taught us how to score and pull and push too hard, to down in one and tear in two and perpetuate a lie, how to selfishly live and selflessly die, but not how to cope with the numbness. And because we're bored and we're bloodless, and all this cradle to the grave is choreographed and witless. Postcodes and pigeonholes, astral signs and borderlines, X's and Y's that paralyse us. Thank you very much. As you can tell, my poems for this video are going to all be very LGBT based. So I came out as bisexual in the early 2000s, the fantastic era of pants that were far too baggy and new metal. So not a great time to come out as bisexual if you were identifying as a woman at the time. As a product of the 80s and 90s, we were very much raised on television, and therefore in identifying as any type of queer person, we often turned to television for examples of what we should look like. And there were not really any examples of what a bisexual person looks like on TV. There was one bisexual character that I really, really liked, and I would have happily dressed like her, but they kind of looked down on you wearing Star Trek uniforms to school, so couldn't really go for that one. And it took me a long old while to work it out, and I'm sure it did maybe for some of you guys as well. But a queer person looks like whatever you look like. So despite yourself, you could cut away at the flesh that lets you resonate, that pumps red blood to the blackest parts of your dwindling semi-human heart. You could carve away at the loud eccentric bits of you that fail to pass, curl up and hibernate in a habitat of sticks and stones, despite the bones of you that love the night and shudder at the sight of pink that drink in schadenfreude and exhale wanderlust. This katzenjammer of a place is a world of paper shadows, where you rein it in and shake it off and raise a veil of doubt, despite archaic platitudes that cut you off and out. Just knock yourself out, our kid. Knock yourself out. And my final poem that I will do for you, this one goes out especially to anybody who is still reluctantly in the closet. We all have our reasons for not coming out, but during the lockdown, I know it's been particularly hard for a lot of people to be themselves at home, particularly trans people who are spending lockdown with their families and may not feel comfortable telling them about it for whatever reason they may have. It is the one place where you deserve to be yourself when you're at home, and I just want anyone who's feeling bad during these times to just let you know there are people you can reach out to, be it your friends online or your local charities or anything like that. But please just remember that you are not alone. And this poem is about a dance that far too many of us have done throughout our lives. It goes one step left and one step right, cigarette down, the dance of 1,000 losers. Danced in every mirror, to every sad song, every howl, every tragicomic hairbrush hymn. Between you, me and the gatepost right, I know all the words, all the steps. I've had a lot of time to practice, and I stare down the barrels of your loaded guns, and I know that you have too. I see it in the way you stare into your pint, beg imaginary tea leaves for an exit plan, the way you hold the hand of your lover like she might just float away. In your good housekeeping brushstrokes, I know that you've got your dancing shoes on, love, but you've just nowhere to go, 'cause this town called Last Orders long ago. The DJ's packed up and gone off home. We're left to hum and kick our heels and choke on the mangled demo reels in a perfect plastic prison where we sweat pub snacks and we groan. But you never really dance the dance of 1,000 losers on your own. You'll see it in the way she swigs her pints, in the way he hangs on your every word like it might just float away. You'll see it in my anime brushstrokes, love, and you'll know. Thank you very much. I've been Geneviève L Walsh. It is really nice of you to have tuned in and listened and watched. All that is left to say is, in these troublesome times, keep safe, keep in touch with each other, and stay proud.